A unique concept is a pretty rare find in games these days, so when I stumbled upon Metronomicon in my Steam queue, I knew I had to give it a try. It's a mashup of two of my favorite genres. Imagine a party-based RPG, but instead of fighting the monsters, you're dancing them to death in some otherworldly rave. It's like DDR meets Final Fantasy, but how well can this concept really work? Will Metronomicon dance its way into our hearts, or fall flat on its face, bringing the rest of the conga line down with it? Let's take a look. Developed by Puba Inc. and produced by Casito Games, Metronomicon is a hybrid of two of my favorite genres of video games. At its core, it's a rhythm game with 4 directional arrows moving down the screen to the music, much like classic rhythm-based games like DDR. Where it gets really interesting is when you introduce the party-based RPG combat into the mix. It sounds like a pretty off-the-wall concept, but the developer really managed to pull it off in such a way that both styles flow together seamlessly.
So you figured out how this stuff all works.
As you play the game, you'll take control of 4 heroes, each with their own set of abilities. These heroes each have their own set of notes that will fall down the screen with the music. You'll have to toggle in between each hero while completing a chain of notes in a tiered system to activate their abilities, such as Taunt, Heal, or Fireball. After using a hero's ability, they'll need time to recharge, so you're focused to move on to another hero to keep the fight going. When I first started playing, I foolishly assumed that I would just combo up each hero to their top tier ability and move on, but there's way more strategy to this game than that. In many cases, it's more beneficial to switch heroes just after using their first tier skill and bounce around the rest of the party before using any of your stronger moves. This is what really grabbed me about this game. The core gameplay is just so engaging. Not only do you have to keep time with one of the 40 incredible tracks, but you also have to hit the correct notes while working a strategy with your party. And there's a lot more depth to this game than meets the eye. If all this hero swapping and combo making sounds challenging, it's because it is, really. It can get pretty exceptionally difficult when you put the game on hard, but the game does a really good job at scaling the difficulty. Players who are less coordinated with this style of game can still find a lot of enjoyment playing the game on easy. The core mechanics of the game help to reduce a lot of the yawn factor when playing rhythm games on the lowest setting because you're still swapping party members and managing your abilities. I think a lot of you will have your aha moment like I did, where everything begins to fall into place, making the gameplay a lot easier to get into and progress. During the story mode, there's an incentive to practice thanks to the random loot drops and experience you'll gain while replaying songs. Just think of it like grinding experience in any other RPG. Metronomicon also dips into other RPG elements as well, such as equipping gear to augment your attributes and managing your skills as your heroes unlock new abilities. New party members will also join your group of adventurers as you play through the story, opening up more options for your party makeup. Now, when it comes to rhythm games, the music is one of the most important factors for creating a great experience. Metronomicon has a fantastic soundtrack. The game has 40 tracks that are all pretty damn good. The music is very similar to what you would find on any DDR mix. For me, with a lot of rhythm games, whether it's Guitar Hero, Rock Band, DDR, or countless others, I always find myself ignoring 30 to 40% of the playlist because these songs just don't appeal to me that much. With Metronomicon, I only found that to be the case with a few of the songs, maybe like 2 or 3. Of course, this is just my personal preference, and taste in music is incredibly subjective, but I found the playlist of this game to be one of the best that I've ever heard. The tunes are incredibly well produced and terribly catchy. After trying to beat a level several times, it's easy to get these songs stuck in your head. The game starts with a brief but sufficient tutorial, and then opens up quite a lot from there. As you play through the story mode, you'll unlock various new songs and side quests. The side quests will have you play through songs again, but with added challenges to earn rewards. As you play the story mode, you'll eventually unlock boss stages that open up new areas after you complete it. After the first boss, you unlock an arena mode where you can practice and put your skills to the test. The arena also rewards you with some really great loot as well. Metronomicon includes great features such as online leaderboards, and I really enjoyed seeing myself climbing up the boards as I repeated songs while leveling up my characters. It's nice to have that gratification, seeing yourself go up in ranks as you improve. And there's also a free-play mode if you don't want to spend time unlocking the songs in story mode. It's much more arcade style. You still choose party members, but there's no leveling up, and no skill selection or equipment to manage. The game also gives you a huge variety of control options. You can choose from multiple keyboard and controller layouts. Both methods work pretty well. I found it worked best for me using the default keyboard layout, but a lot of people say that the controller is much easier, especially if you have experience with something like DDR on the PS2, and using a controller that way, you may find this a little bit easier for you. Of course, you can also bind your own custom layout if you would like. Overall, I'm really impressed with Metronomicon. Combining a rhythm game with party-based combat really shouldn't work, but somehow they managed to do it so well that it feels like a match made in heaven. If you're a fan of rhythm games, or just looking for a more unique take on a classic RPG formula, Metronomicon is well worth taking a look at. You can grab your copy of Metronomicon available now on Steam for $19.99. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Give it a like if you enjoyed it to show your support, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more videos like this coming in the future. You can also follow me on Twitter at BrainBean Gaming, and I'd like to know from you guys, what do you think about mixing this rhythm-style game with party-based combat? Do you think that it would work? Does this seem like a game that would appeal to you? I'd like to know. Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Take that!